All right, welcome back to Take a Pitch.
I was just about to get
I am
started.
Billy.
All right.
That is Max laughing, and then Mike repping our Steelers, even though we lost tonight, and it's sad, but we're in the playoffs. So,
How does your 11 wins? How are those wins?
Not good, apparently.
Listen, it's better than what I'm dealing with here at 0-13 with the Jets.
that's what you want.
Get a generational quarterback?
No, it's the Jets.
Terrible.
It's the Jets. We'll look it up. Anyway,
It's all in the plan, man.
listen, the Jets are the best thing to happen at Comedy Central ever. So, anyway, I guess we'll stick with New York teams to start right into it. It's well, first off, happy Hanukkah to all who celebrate. Mike, happy Hanukkah to you. Gotta get that out there. It is not too late to get Christmas gifts from our store. Choose expedited shipping to get it in time for Christmas. Got to put that out there too.
Or if you want a late Christmas present,
right, you can choose regular shipping. Yeah,
choose regular shipping.
Right. But if you want it in time for Christmas, if you want, somebody wants a blanket with Billy's face on it, or our newly released Phillies merch, Phillies themed merch, choose expedited shipping for or rush shipping, whatever they call it, for delivery by Christmas. I think the deadline is the 16th.
I have a big problem, Maxwell.
What's that?
You never posted the Hanukkah one.
Oh shit! I'll post it tomorrow.
It's all right.
I'll post it tomorrow. Yeah, we got 8 days.
That's true.
We got 8 days. We got plenty of time.
And I got 2 edits for it. I sent you the other one, right?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so happy Hanukkah. Make sure you get your Christmas gifts. I'm telling you, the blanket with Billy's face looks great. Get it for your significant other. It says "Love you, bye." You know, hey, what better gift for a loved one, right? What else? Any other quick announcements? Oh, you guys can go check out all the latest news about Take a Pitch and anything else on the Southside Productions family of podcasts at southsideprod.com. southsideprod.com. You can learn all about Take a Pitch, the history behind it. You know, a couple other podcasts on the Power Play, a new hockey podcast we just put out. We got Tri-State Sports Beat. Nick and the guys, they do a great job every week, covering all New York sports. We'll get some merch for them coming out soon. It's going to be a great place for you guys to see all the new things that we got going on at Southside Productions, and featuring also The Cut coming soon as well. That's launching next year, and I'll be doing that one. So
the new one on the Power Play.
Yeah. I think I didn't mention that. Did I miss that one?
We just released their first episode, so if you are a big hockey fan, head over there and listen to their episode. I edited it.
Yeah, producer Billy over here.
I'm the editor-in-chief, apparently. And, yeah, it's out.
Listen, they did a great job, and we'll look forward to more success with them, and they had a lot of fun with it, too. So go check that out. Tri-State Sports Beat. If you're from the New York, New Jersey area, it's all New York sports. And then, obviously, you know us. You're listening to us. We are the #1 podcast on the network. And let's get into baseball, I guess, because it's day what? We're on day 40 without baseball now since baseball season ended, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's been a while, and hot stove's heating up. The Mets are making noise.
Yeah.
Normally, they sign 2 guys. They call it an off season. We're just getting started. Mets signed Trevor May to a 2-year, what was it, $14 million deal?
Yes.
It was 2 for 14, and then which definitely gives him a boost in that bullpen. Ever since I think he had Tommy John surgery, they missed a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where ever since Tommy John, he's been a really, really good pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Where are those numbers that I had here? In the 3 seasons since his Tommy John surgery. Oops. I don't like when Baseball Reference does this.
In his 3 seasons.
I couldn't find it. His ERA in those 3 seasons is 3.19 combined. He's pitched 113 innings, 38 walks, struck out 153. He's going to be a good piece to that bullpen. His ERA plus is 140. Going to be a good piece to that bullpen, I think, I
Yes.
think give him a lot of options. Give Luis Rojas another arm to toy with, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
He seems excited.
Yeah, he seems really excited, actually. His introductory press conference was pretty solid. And I think that's Twitter made his cat go viral or something like that.
He made his cat go viral.
That's
Dude,
true.
he gets thousands. He gets about 1,000, maybe more on his Twitch.
You know, he seems like a great personality, and it goes back to what Sandy Alderson said about Trevor Bauer. Personality fits. Trevor May's personality will fit. He was talking about he went to a sandwich shop in Queens, I think. Talking about a sandwich for about 5 minutes. We gotta get that sandwich, by the way.
He loves food. He loves food.
But that was really the start of the whole of really. That was the first big name to go in the offseason, right?
Yeah.
Relatively well-known
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Taylor.
The best
I mean, Morton.
of
Morton was really the
That's
first
probably
one.
Morton. Yeah.
the
Yes,
first
my-
big name reliever. say
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then the Mets weren't obviously we're not done. They recently just signed James McCann, picking their catcher for the future. 30-year-old, coming off a great year with the White Sox. Great 2 years with the White Sox.
Yeah.
Last
for the
year
next
primarily
4
serving
years.
up. Yeah, last year primarily serving as Grandal's backup.
No.
More a DH.
Yes.
They flipped back
They
and forth
flipped,
DH and
but
catcher.
yeah.
Oh well, given the shorter season, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, they were flipping. Yeah, they were flipping back and forth. They didn't have a DH. They were kind of just flipping those two back and forth.
Either way, that's a great catching tandem to have. Now it's the Mets with Tomas Nido as of right now, and James McCann. Honestly, I like the defense back there.
I mean, James McCann's not an elite defender.
No,
but
not by any means.
he holds his own.
He's above average.
He was above average the past 2 years, and you
He's
hope
better
that
than what we've had.
you hope. Yes, but you just hope that he builds on or stays relatively the same of what he did in 2019 and 2020. Don't want what he had prior with Detroit.
Right. He was also in Detroit in a huge ballpark too, so that kind of does.
Yeah, but his defense was horrible too.
That's true.
His defense was slightly above average with Chicago.
Yeah.
May that have been with the better pitchers? Maybe.
And
We'll
even
see.
in this case, he's getting better pitchers now going forward with Jacob deGrom. DeGrom, Stroman, Syndergaard, some solid starters that I think he'll work with them, and Stroman seems excited to work with him.
Giolito said he loved working with him, so I mean, it could only be positive if somebody like that.
He threw a no-hitter, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he threw his no hitter with him, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
McCann caught that, yeah. McCann 4 for 40. Angels were the runner-up there. The Angels have been in the market for a catcher as well as some starting pitching. They were kind of focusing more on the pitching aspect because according to reports, they wouldn't give him a fourth year. They were kind of capped at the 3-year limit, and I don't blame him for a 30-year-old catcher. I'd be wary a little bit, but he is on the upswing of his career, I guess you can call it. So as a Mets fan, I'm very happy they gave a fourth year, but so the Angels were second. Now the Angels are a very interesting situation. We'll get to them in a minute. Where does McCann slide into the Mets lineup, you think?
6, 7, 8.
7, 8, yeah. Because there's no DH.
No
this year, so
DH.
he's
Yeah.
Right. That's
He's either
another
in front of the pit. He's either in front of the pitcher. Or he's batting seventh, and Rosario's probably gonna
Yeah.
fucking
Exactly. Where
hit
are you putting? Yep. Where are you putting Rosario?
right.
Unless you put Rosario in the 9 hole, which he has proven very well.
Yeah.
Is Matheny our coach here?
4 for 40. You like that deal?
I'm fine with it. Like I was texting you and Mac the other day, and I think it's appropriate. Actually, that was before we even signed him, right?
We were
Technically.
talking about numbers, kind of where
think it was
we
the
would
day before.
value him.
Yeah, I think it was the day before the Mets signed him, and
Yeah.
I was and I think that 4 for 40 is a perfect number for him, and a perfect timeline, because like I was saying the other day, the thing with JT Realmuto, he's going to ask for the long-term deal. he's going to be asking for at least 8 years. And he's 29. He'll be in
He's
his
30.
I thought he was going to be 30 next year. I mean, you can fact check it, whatever. It's 1 year. He's going to be asking for at least 8 years.
No,
Right?
you're right. He's 29. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
March
Suck
of
my dick.
91. Yep, you're right.
So he is going to be 30 next year. He's going to ask for at least 8 years, ending that contract at 37. You want a 37-year-old catcher?
He turns 30
38-year-old
before the
catcher?
season.
Yeah. So do you want a 37, 38-year-old catcher? Do you want a 36-year-old catcher? No. I mean, if you're going to have any, you want it to be JT Realmuto with how athletic he is.
Right.
But if you go by offensive metrics, Realmuto and James McCann have been almost identical the past 2 years. And actually, James McCann had the better offensive season in 2020.
Yeah.
Smaller sample size, but he had the better offensive season.
Yeah, and James McCann was in an incredibly deep lineup as well too, which I think benefited him, and it will benefit him going forward as well with the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Realmuto is protected by Harper, Didi Gregorius, Alec Baum.
He's protecting Harper. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Phillies aren't going to sign him back, but what I was going to say is it makes more sense with the Mets having Francisco Alvarez, who they're saying is the next Jesus behind the plate. As long as he pans out to what he is, then this 4-year deal looks amazing.
Right.
It's a perfect deal.
And it's cheaper. I mean, not even Realmuto. Like if they kept, it was cheaper than Ramos. It was cheaper than everything else, and they saved money on a better catcher than Ramos.
Yeah. So overall, great deal for the Mets, I think. Kind of what we were expecting too. I think a lot of Mets fans were looking at Realmuto as a savior, but I know Mike was the first one to mention on the podcast early on. Is they may not even look at Realmuto. James McCann will be a steal of the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give credit to Mike there.
I'd rather have McCann.
The problem is that, well, not the problem, but a lot of Mets fans, I've been looking at the Instagram comments, right?
What was your first mistake?
They are so stupid, dude. They're all so pissed off. Like, why didn't we get Realmuto? Like, dude, he's so much cheaper. You could go after Bauer, go after Springer. You go after different guys now.
Liam
Hendricks,
who the Mets are reportedly in talks with.
Then we have a bona fide closer?
That would be the hugest fuck. That would be
and that would take a lot of pressure off Diaz too, which would be incredible.
Take a ton of pressure off Diaz, Familia,
Trevor
May.
But then, hang on, let me ask you real quick before we get into anything else.
Having all those guys down there, that is the best. That might be one of the best, if not the best.
It's like what the Yankees tried to do.
Yeah.
So what do you do with Seth Lugo there?
Keep him in there.
He's gonna become a starter.
No.
And I don't want it to happen, but it's going to, and you know it's going to.
I think. Well, it depends because we have DeGrom, Stroman, Syndergaard will be coming in May.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Peterson and say we sign Bauer.
Hypothetically, yep.
Fair enough.
Then Lugo doesn't have a spot. Unless he
even Odorizzi or any of those other second tier guys.
They're talking about Odorizzi as well.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get either Bauer or Odorizzi.
I'll take either. I'd rather Bauer up.
I do have a feeling we might make a big trade.
Are you thinking Lindor again?
No,
I don't
want Lindor.
So what kind of big trade are you thinking of then?
I don't know. I don't have an idea. I think a Springer.
We don't have enough.
I think Springer might fall through.
Out of any of these guys, Hendricks, Springer,
have to go
Bauer, you think
after center fielder? So I'll give a proposed trade: J.D. Davis straight up for Mike Trout. No, I don't have a.
You almost had us.
I don't have.
I was kind of worried.
I have no idea. I have
kind of
no.
worried who was giving up J.D. Davis for it. I'm like, oh, you know what? I would make the trade. I think the Angels might make that trade. No pressure of hearing, oh, you're wasting Mike Trout. Oh, you're wasting J.D. Davis's prime.
We might have to take Julio Teheran as well. just to save them from that travesty.
We know that he pitches well in Citi Field, right?
Yeah, no.
He pitches real fucking well in Citi Field.
So does Steven Matz. Who? How the hell did he get tendered a contract? Could we address that?
5.1.
Is it?
They just needed depth, probably.
It's depth along with.
I feel like that's just in case
Local.
Odorizzi falls through, if anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And Sandy Alderson also. Did he draft him or no?
Maybe
He's
on that. He's on that.
Drafted in
He's on that
09.
fridge.
I think it was Mania, right?
That would have been Mania, yes.
Yeah, Mania was with Sandy throughout.
I don't. Yeah.
Here's
I don't
my thing.
understand
with
it. I think. Hold on one sec.
Yeah.
Just let me finish my.
No, yeah.
I think that the sole reason for signing Matz is they signed him for depth, like Mike said, and he's gonna have a tryout in spring training and see how it goes from there.
He could be the long guy.
Yeah, and my thinking with Matz also is that if you look at it at basically $5 million a year for a year, looking at what other guys are getting in the starting pitcher market these days, I think it's a very good deal in terms of value because you know what he can do.
Yeah, because if he's good, then it's like
if he's on, he's on. It's $5 million. It's a great deal.
You know why we signed him? Because there's no DH and he can hit.
Exactly. That's part of it too. No, I really think that's part of it.
We got a pretty decent starting hitting staff.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's a proven deal for Matz, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's $5 million. I mean, shit. Steve Cohen has $14 billion now. What's $5 billion? Yeah, right. It's pocket change.
$5 to us.
So getting back to the catchers, which where it all stemmed from somehow. The Angels came in. Yeah, Angels came in second in James Mccann. And it was in James McCann's sweepstakes, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
Their catching situation right now, as it currently stands going into 2021, Max Stassi and Anthony Bemboom.
So here's my thing with catching. I personally don't think that it is that crazy of a need in today's baseball. Why? There's no depth to it. JT Realmuto is the best catcher, right? If he was playing 20 years ago, though, where does he land on that list? Where does he land on a top 10 list? I'm taking Mike Piazza and Pudge Rodriguez and Jorge Posada probably over him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think the catching has become so weak over the past decade, really. I mean, the decade started out so strong, and I guess we'll see if, what's his name in San Francisco, Joey Barton, Adley Rutschman, who will probably get called up at some point this year. We'll see.
If not this year, early 2022.
Yeah, I mean, Adley Rutschman's going to be up within the next year and a half. But we'll see how they pan out, but catching has been incredibly weak. And
in addition to those two, you still have Alvarez in the Mets system 3-4 years away. You still have, I think there's a kid, I'm trying to remember what his name is. I'll look it up. But, there's a couple other younger guys that are developing in the systems.
Campusano.
Yeah.
There's been a ton, though. Like, what's his name?
Shea Langlers.
San Diego now.
Langlers, yeah.
No, the one I just said his name.
And then Mejia.
Francisco Mejia.
Campusano. And
Sam Huff, too,
is also on the Padres.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Langeliers, he's with Atlanta?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, he's going to be good.
Sean Murphy, even with the A's.
Miguel Amaya.
He's my age. He's not a young prospect anymore.
No. But he's one of the,
Oh, yeah. And Miguel Amaya from the Cubs is
right.
Really
Even Keibert Ruiz with the Dodgers. You're looking at these guys where there's so much depth in the potential aspect of it.
Yes, exactly. But then, like I was just going to say, Francisco Mejias, he hasn't panned out there. He hasn't hit. He hasn't played well defensively anywhere that they put him. I know that he's a versatile guy. He plays catcher, third base, and left field. And he hasn't played well defensively there. He hasn't hit. So, how many
he's turning into a bust.
How many times is this going to happen with these players? Yeah,
and that goes into the whole. It's that. It's second base too as well. It's a very thin position. The top second baseman in the game is who?
I can't think off the top of my head.
Definitively, I mean, it is LeMahieu. I mean, hitting wise.
Mayhew.
After LeMahieu, then who? There's really
no.
I think that he's a second baseman. I'll count him as a shortstop.
He'll slide eventually.
I would say Altuve maybe.
Altuve. Hold on. I've got to look up second basemen.
But this is my point, though.
It's such an irrelevant position, yeah.
This is my point. You think of third base. Who's the top third baseman? No, Arenado. Right, you know these guys off the top of your head. Second base, you don't know it.
Yeah, because it's not. But hold on. But like Nick Madrigal coming up, right? I wouldn't say he's the best right now, but he's a huge bright spot at that position.
Oh yeah.
And like I was saying on last episode, Nick Madrigal is one of those guys that a guy like Chris, would not want, but a true true old school baseball mind would want a Nick Madrigal because he does everything right.
Right, exactly.
He's like a Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah. Either way, it's the Angels catching, which is where we were coming from. Angels catching situation is pretty bad, regardless of how you look at the catching position. So they're going to need a catcher. They're going to be in on maybe a Chirinos, something like that. A smaller time guy, obviously, but they may still be interested in Realmuto. What does the market look like for Realmuto, you think?
They could be. They're willing to spend money.
Right, Artie Moreno is willing to just open the wallet up.
Mm-hmm. Well, what catchers are available? Besides Realmuto, nothing you really want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, what does Wilson Ramos, Robinson Chirinos? I'm trying to think who else. What other catchers are available? Is
Wilson Ramos a catcher at this point in his career?
Probably not.
No.
I think he's got three more years of being a DH. That's it.
Zanino's out there. He's not bad.
He might be a good pickup at that point.
Pretty decent defensive
guy.
Ton of pot. He's got a ton of
Tony Walters. Tony Walters is still young.
There are a couple of bargain hunting, guys that you can bargain hunting.
Austin Romine, if you just want a good defensive catcher.
I mean, shit. You want to grab Kyle Schwarber, put him back behind the plate?
I don't think Kyle Schwarber.
I mean, that's more of a project than a good idea, but
yeah,
he's
pretty much.
He's actually been kind of decent in left field, but I would not let him touch anywhere that's not the batter's box.
Right. And we'll get to him a little bit later. But all in all, the Angels' catching situation is pretty desperate.
They'll sign somebody. There's a lot of guys out there.
So, do we still think Realmuto goes back to the Phillies despite their numerous statements?
I don't know.
Of financial incompetence.
Tough to see. I don't see it happening. I see probably Toronto as the highlight for him right now.
Yeah.
What about maybe Washington?
No.
They don't have a catcher.
Washington's on their way down. They have spent a ton of money on different guys who they. Yeah. I mean, look at their starting pitching, dude. It's got to be half their payroll. It's got to be on starting pitch on 3 guys in their starting rotation.
Right.
Don't get me wrong; they all deserve that money, but when they're aging, they're all over 30 now.
Yeah. John Morosi also mentioned the Cards and the Yankees.
4.
No shot.
In terms of Realmuto.
No shot either. I don't think either team.
I don't think the Cardinals are willing to spend.
Why?
Yeah.
Ask you that.
Why aren't they willing to spend?
Yeah. Because I don't know one way or the other. I don't know shit about the Cardinals.
With the Cardinals, I think it's never been their MO to spend big in free agency.
They really haven't. Yeah. They Holiday was homegrown.
There are a lot of they rely on the homegrown guys. DeYoung,
Colorado,
who was a free agent, I think. It's Wong who's a free agent. Colton Wong.
Wong is a free agent.
Wong's gone. Yeah.
And they haven't really been willing to open up the wallet that much. You know, they've had
Yeah.
Yadi Molina for God knows how long, and
I mean, you're right. You're right. I see what you're saying
And
they're but
to an
also,
extent.
to keep in mind, they're a team that's always there. That's a team that
Yeah.
and an organization that's always competitive.
Yeah, because
always right there.
in my opinion, I think that they have the best farm system through
Player
and through.
development system, yeah.
they have a great structure.
They
yeah.
develop players
Between
like
them and the Dodgers, yeah.
Dodgers are all bought. It's all
Dodgers
money.
just either buy or trade for the
Yeah.
prospects.
Like the prospects, sure they whatever they may draft some good guys and whatnot, and they get developed well, but they're being developed by guys who the Dodgers bought to develop them, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
the
I got you.
Cardinals are not overpaying these guys; they didn't go out of their way, you know.
Right. They're
they
not.
just
They're not
have
big. They're
analytical,
not fishing in the small
smart
pond for
people.
the big fish.
Correct.
Right. You know, listen, and you're right. Between them, even the A's, you can mention that. You know, they play Moneyball, and they find these guys and the player development with the A's and the Rays even.
Mm-hmm.
It's these guys who think small.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals are a team that can spend.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, they definitely can, but they don't. Now, with Yadi Cohen becoming a free agent, he's what, 38? He wants to play another 2 years.
Maybe.
I would be hesitant to bring him
30.
back because, as we've said, the Cardinals are an organization that can always compete.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing a JT Realmuto to the Cardinals to maybe to protect Paul Goldschmidt,
Mm-hmm.
along with Paul DeYoung and the numerous other pieces that they've developed over the past couple of years, this is a team that could cause some problems in what is a very weak NL Central right now.
Mm-hmm.
With the Brewers kind of cutting payroll, the Cubs cutting a lot of payroll, the Pirates rebuilding. You know, there's a lot of opportunity for them to steal this division for years to come.
Cubs are on their way to another 108. The Brewers have Christian Yelich, and that's just about it. He played the entire year hurt, and it was very visual. Pirates are the Pirates. I mean, they've Ryan Hayes, and we'll see what they can add to that.
Yeah, Brian Reynolds isn't bad.
Cole Tucker.
The Reds.
Right.
Then the Reds are slashing payroll too, I think.
They are. They're trying to trade Gray.
But I'd still say that they're the best team in that division.
So given that all these other teams are either rebuilding or slashing payroll, a team that doesn't normally spend might be a team to watch out for, such as the Cardinals. Now, yes, they're also probably going to be wary of the payroll because they also lost money, as did the rest of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the Mets.
Right, because the Mets gained fucking what, 12 billion? 14 billion?
Yeah.
Regardless, you know, this is a Cardinals team that might make some moves this winter. You know, obviously, like I said, it's not their MO. I see them, you know who I see them as? And I'll compare them to NFL. I see them as the Packers.
Okay.
They build from within. They don't splurge on free agents. And they make a lot of small trades that pay off.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in a year that's been anything but unprecedented, keep an eye out for the Cardinals to maybe make a splash and take a run at JT Realmuto.
It's Angels or Toronto for me. I went through every single team, and those are the only two that really make sense.
You know,
no, I know it's a long shot. It's a long shot,
but it's a reasonable long shot. You know.
No, definitely, because the catching is a need.
Yeah. And he works with all the pitchers, and they have a lot of young pitchers. Imagine Flaherty throwing to Realmuto. How much better Flaherty could get?
No.
I suppose.
I guess.
I think there's a lot of potential there. Anyway.
They got what's his name now? Liberatore.
Right, that's another one. Matt Liberatore. Forgot about him. He's gonna be a problem.
He's gonna be good. By the way, this is Albert Pujols' last year.
His final year of his contract?
This is the final year of his contract, which means it's the final year of his career, most likely.
I really hope there are fans in stadiums for that.
Yeah.
He deserves it more than almost anyone since other than Ichiro, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's got the right way for a long time.
We can get 20 years.
20 years, yeah. We can get into that. You know, in future episodes. But damn, that's crazy.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
100%.
Kid, I'm pretty sure.
He might be unanimous. He could be unanimous.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the machine.
Yeah.
La máquina.
Great commercials.
Think about the age that we grew up in with baseball real quick before we get into other all-season moves. You know, I kind of want to let's reflect here. We got Ichiro and Albert Pujols. We grew up with
and
that.
Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera. You know, obviously as New Yorkers, we grew up with David Wright as well. You know, we grew up in such a great age for
A-Rod, Jeter.
baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 2000s.
I'm talking about guys who did it the right way. So Jeter. You know, there's such a great time period for baseball, and I feel like a lot of people, especially our age, don't appreciate that. You know, you don't sit there and look back at like, holy shit, Albert Pujols has been doing this for 20 years. I'm personally 23. Holy shit, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you got to sit back and just kind of look at it as a whole and say, wow, Mariano Rivera, you know, guys like that,
Jr.
Griffey,
Yeah,
exactly. Yachty. There's so many of these guys that we're like, wow, these are legends.
Cool.
And as Harrison Bader said to us, you know, Yachty gets a seat at the table. These guys get a seat at that table when you're talking about some of the greats in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We got to witness a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just kind of cool to reflect there.
Yes.
I have an idea for a future episode.
Oh boy.
Based off of that, I'll text it to you guys.
Hold on, Max.
Okay. Yeah.
Is Albert Pujols the greatest first baseman of all time?
Well,
See, there's a lot that goes into it because you're also looking at a more offensive era of baseball he played in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to go back in time, all the way back, Hank Greenberg. You know, I think Mel Ott was a first baseman. You know, these guys who are Hall of Famers and talked about in the upper echelon of baseball history.
Talk about dead ball era, though. Can you imagine if Albert Pujols played then? He literally would have took the cover off of every ball.
Oh, incredible, yeah.
But go on.
I mean, it's definitely. I think it's definitely an argument that we can make. I don't know if I'd comfortably say yes or no to that.
I would comfortably say yes. The man has won a handful of Gold Gloves. He's won a handful of Silver Sluggers. He's won MVPs. He has won a World Series. He's done it all. He's done it all. He has almost 700 home runs. He has what is he, fifth or what number is he all time RBIs? Maybe he might be even like second now. What is he? Do you know?
He's definitely top 5.
He's top 5 easy. He's top 5 in so many offensive statistics.
It's either him or Gehrig.
Gehrig, yeah.
And that I feel like that's so hard to call between the two.
I know because it's so different.
And that's why games. I like to separate them into different times.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so if you're looking at the modern era, yes.
Then yes,
easily.
Him, and then
modern era being after 1960.
Actually,
so here we go. I found this website, the baseballegg.com.
Yeah, I'm on
the
exact same thing.
100 greatest first baseman. Number 1, they have Lou Gehrig. 2 is Pujols, Jimmy Fox, and then Jeff Bagwell at 4.
I can see Bagwell.
Johnny Mize at 5, Greenberg at 6, Frank Thomas at 7, and Miggy at 8. And rounding out the top 12 is going to be Helton, McCovey, Thome, and Votto. You know, we can make a case for Votto.
Yeah, Votto was a two-way player. I mean, you know, a lot of people think that first base is a very easy position to play, and when you're playing, dude, I don't know if you guys saw. I know I sent it to you, Max. The clip of who has the better arm, Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis. Dude, they're throwing bullets at Eric Hosmer. He's basically a catcher over there.
Right.
Fernando Tatis Jr. threw a 95.7 mile an hour ball from
that
second
video
base.
Was great.
Like, yo, first base is a lot harder than people think. And
trust me, I know.
It's a left-handed hot corner. So.
Yeah, as a first baseman in Little League, you know, hey. And Billy, even when we're fucking around, you know, you'll grab the first baseman's glove, you'll head out there, and you even struggle with it. And you're a fucking freak athlete.
I don't struggle with first base. When the hell have I ever struggled with first base? The hell are you talking about?
When I'm throwing?
No.
Well, yeah,
it's more of a struggle on my end, but hey.
I don't know what you're talking
about,
buddy.
Corralling the ball.
Yeah, we'll put my GoPro out. Let's go to the fucking park this week when it's snowing.
It's supposed to snow all week.
Moral of the story, I confidently say that Albert Pujols is, in my opinion, the greatest first baseman of all time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I can see. I can understand that. What was next?
I don't know. What was
All
next?
of the new transactions
Right, we were talking
since the last time.
transactions.
I have them all up. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael Taylor, sorry, to the Royals. Anything? No.
No.
All right.
Max is frozen and shit.
Yeah, it seems right to me. Max, he's muted. He's waiting for his papadilla.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that what he ordered?
I don't know.
You got the taco.
was up?
Papadilla. You got a papadilla?
No.
All right, so Michael Taylor to the Royals, Mike Minor to the Royals.
Right,
2
Mike Minor.
years, $18 million with a $13 million club option for the third year.
Right. So this is what I was saying about the Steven Matz deal. You know, at $5 million compared to Mike Minor getting fucking 18 over 2.
Mike Minor is marginally better than Steven Matz.
That's
not
what I'm
even
saying.
remotely close. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. At $5 million, I'll take Steven Matz.
I'll take Steven Matz for
talked about
what's
the-
league minimum?
I think it's $850,000, I believe, or somewhere around there.
Michael
Mets-
Taylor though, it makes sense. But
Yeah, they need the depth in the outfield anyway.
Yeah, it goes
Just-
along with Jose
they
Soler.
just need the
Jorge Soler,
pieces
sorry.
to get to their next
Yeah.
their next rounds.
Mm-hmm. Then the Orioles traded for Jose Iglesias for 2 minor league pitchers.
They traded for him? No, they traded him away, right?
Sorry, the Orioles traded Iglesias to the Angels. I'm sorry. For 2 minor leaguers, Garrett Stallings and Gene Pinto.
See, and to me, that just signals that Anderson Simmons is going elsewhere.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Iglesias could also play any other position in the infield.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's more of a depth move than saying goodbye. I believe. Just the utility. I mean, yeah, they could always re-sign him, but yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. Like, what is really the market for shortstops? Unless he's moving to Oakland, like we talked about. It's like Oakland and then, like, 2 other spots, maybe.
Yeah. Which I could see. But
Yeah,
the market's very weird this year. It's very interesting.
I mean, normally we have a slow market given and a normal year, but
No, I mean like the
going
market, like Mike just said, the market for shortstop. It's a weird market. Who needs a shortstop and But yeah, go on. Who's the next transaction?
Next transaction was the Reds trading Raciel Iglesias to the Angels for Noe Ramirez and a player to be named later.
See, that was an interesting one.
Great pickup for the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Reds sold really low on him too.
Yeah,
Potentially. We'll see
Yeah, a
who
little
that
bit.
player to be named later is. He did not have a good year last year, though, I don't believe.
I don't think either of them did.
he didn't have that good of a year last year.
Also Robles, though.
It's a good move for the Angels, but they did just get rid of like 2 of their best arms in the bullpen. They didn't sign Kane Middleton. They didn't sign Hansel Robles back. So, like, yeah, I guess you're replacing what you lost, but you lost more than you got.
Yeah.
And they traded Noe Ramirez, so I'm pretty sure he's a bullpen piece as well.
Yeah, he is.
Right, he was a broken piece, yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah, no, definitely. Good pickup, though. See what else they do.
Is the Rangers trading Lance Lynn to the White Sox for Dane Dunning and minor league pitcher Avery Weems.
I think it was a great deal on both sides, honestly. I take back great. I think it was a good deal for both sides.
I think the White Sox kind of dominated. Dunning hasn't really done anything to be.
He hasn't, but he still has some upside value.
I know I thought he was younger than he was when I first saw that, so I thought it was like a kind of a steal. But he's like 26.
Oh, is he really?
He's
but,
all.
I mean, his arm is very live at the end of the day.
It is live.
It is, and he had TJ, right?
I think 3 years ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Right after he got traded.
Yes.
So.
Where his potential is off the charts, but we'll see how he pans out. Hopefully Texas can do something with him. Is Dan Warthen still with Texas?
Hey, that man's a fucking genius.
Yes, he is.
All right. The
else
next
you got,
is
Mike?
Matt Whistler signing with the Giants for a little over $1 million.
Honestly, I'm very surprised that he's even still in the MLB. Last time I remember hearing about his name, he was with the Braves, and that was it.
Yep.
His stuff actually doesn't look bad.
Really?
They have his Savant from last year up, like as a photo for it. He's in like the top 90% of everything except for walk rate, walk percentage, fastball spin, and fastball velocity. So.
Not bad.
Hey, listen. Based on that, if that can translate, that's a good deal.
Yeah, he had a 1.07 ERA last year.
Really?
And they got him for what?
With who?
I think he pitched in the bullpen with the Twins.
Really?
Honestly, for a Giants team that's kind of not sure what the fuck they're doing.
He figured out his slider. He threw it 83% of the time last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Good for him.
Which helped propel him to a 1.07 ERA, which, even if it wasn't exactly supported by, is certainly not bad for a pitcher who bounced back between 4 teams in 5 seasons with a 5.20 before that.
He had a 1.04 ERA.
107.
And he got 1.07, and he got signed for $1 million.
Yeah, because that's such an outlier compared to what his past 5 years were.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now,
we're
also looking at guys getting...
It's a show-me contract.
Right. We're looking at guys getting deals based on just 2 years, you know. It's an interesting deal. I like it for the Giants. I considering they don't know which way they're going. Yeah. That would have netted them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I like that deal. I do. I really like that deal a lot.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What else you got, Mike?
The Royals signing Carlos Santana to a 2-year, $17.5 million deal.
That man loves
Santana.
the AL Central.
Love me some Carlos Santana.
Why does he love the AL Central, Max?
He's played 1 year outside of the AL Central, and that was with the Phillies. When he signed with the Phillies, then got traded back to the Indians.
He's played 1 year outside of the Indians organization.
That's very true.
And it wasn't even a full year.
Yeah.
I like that deal a lot for the
That man gets on base better than anyone I've ever seen in my life.
He had a shit year last year, but
yeah, he probably hit 112, but still had a 500 on base somehow.
199.
What was on base?
I don't know. I'm just seeing. Over the past 5 years, he has more walks than strikeouts. So I mean,
I don't care who you are. That's impressive.
Yeah, you don't need to hit for a crazy average when you're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a career 250 hitter, so he gets on base in a lot of other ways.
Yeah, but his career on base percentage is 366,
which is phenomenal.
Last year his on base percentage really was 349.
That's insane. Hitting 199. Sitting at 100 or 150. Come on.
Yeah. All right. The next deal was Adam Eaton somehow getting a deal with the White Sox.
Yeah, weird. I guess just to bring him home.
Yeah, I guess 1 year, 7 with a club option for 8.5 and a $1 million buyout.
Better to sign the devil you know than the devil you don't.
That's true. It's got to be a bring me home kind of thing with leadership aspects, playoff experience, World Series.
Mm-hmm.
And big part of that World Series, you know. So I think that's probably really what it was.
To counter that, the report I saw was they were looking at Brantley too. So maybe just a cheaper deal that allows them to go after a little bit more pieces, because I know the White Sox have been linked to Hendricks as well. So they may be barring for a Hendricks mega deal. Mm-hmm. What else we got, Mike?
Sorry, I was just reading the blurb about it. It was because they moved on from Mazara, who was a dud, and they knew what they were going to get in him, so they kind of just chose to go with him.
They just ate that deal and the Mazara deal.
Yeah, pretty much. Next is our boy Chris Flexon signing a 2-year, $4.75 million deal with the Mariners.
Fucking Chris Flexon, man. Like, I gotta be honest. First off, good for him for getting that deal. Don't get me wrong. Pitched well in Korea when that was the only source of baseball. Pitched for Doosan, and I think they lost the Korea series, right? I think they made the Korean series.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Dinos won, so.
Right. I know Billy and I were big Samsung Lions fans, but no, Chris Flexon pisses me off. Chris Flexon pisses me the fuck off because this dude does absolute Jack Diddley squat with the fucking Mets. literally a baby-faced bitch. Does nothing. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a nice guy. No hard feelings personally against Chris Flexon. But come on, man. When he pitching for the Mets, I'm gonna be mad about it. And he's sucking for the Mets. Goes over to Korea. Has a great year. He really did have a great year.
Dude, his year is comparable to Hyun-Jin Ryu's the year before he came over.
Wow.
And it's like it's a little bit worse, but it's relatively close. Yeah.
And he turns that into a safety deal, net deal with the Mariners. And granted, the Mariners don't have much pitching.
I hear you just shitting on Chris Flexon.
Now the Mariners don't have much pitching, so this is a good deal for them. If he can continue to do what he did in the Korean League,
it's a smart deal for them.
Yeah,
it's a smart deal for them. They have a great pitcher's ballpark, and they're building something offensively. I don't really know what they're doing with the pitching, but
right, they're building something offensively, so they can score 7 runs with Flexon in the last 5.
I don't think he will. I think he looked good, and
the
2 times that I saw him.
What you stayed up late?
The 2 times you woke up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, it was. They were both 1 o'clock games.
And
1 a.m.
He'll also slot in as like their 4 or 5, so it's not like he's getting prime matchups because they still have Marco Gonzalez, Justice Sheffield, Kikuchi, and Dunn.
Yep.
Right. So
we'll see if any of them could actually fucking pan out.
Worst case scenario, Flexon's a bullpen arm, and
Gonzalez actually, I just saw earlier today he had the highest two strike. Then he throws a strike for third pitch, whatever. Highest rate, 94% of the time.
Strike percentage on 2 strike counts.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like 94% or something else. It's pretty ridiculous. Pretty good.
That's nuts, actually.
Mm-hmm. Crafty lefty.
Yep.
Got a whole bunch of lefties there.
Mike, what else you got?
The next deal is the Rays trading Nate Lowe. I don't know which way to say it. To the Rangers in a 6-player deal.
Yeah, it's Lowe.
Brandon Lowe, Nate Lowe.
Yeah. You're right.
I mixed that up. Yeah. I mixed that up for the last 2 years.
I know.
He got traded to the Rangers for prospects. It was a 6-player deal. The main prospect was Humberto Hernandez, who's a catcher outfielder from the Rangers.
What do you guys think about that? I mean, the Rangers have been pretty busy.
I think it's I think it could be a nice fit. We'll see. I mean, I don't really know much about him. He had limited playing time. He had
he got pushed out last year.
Yeah, I believe he had a couple injuries prior. So I don't really know much about him, but I know he's a lefty, I believe.
So he's taking over Ronald Guzman's spot.
Yeah.
That's just an upgrade.
Since we're talking about the Rangers, what do you guys think of Elvis Andrus getting the boot? Not the boot, but like not being the starter shortstop.
They told him to play other positions, yeah. I think, who's their shortstop then?
Kella.
Keone
Keller K's. Yeah. No, Keller Keza or whatever his name.
Yeah. The guy with the long ass name.
Keone is the
relief
pitcher.
pitcher.
I know who you're talking about. Kiner.
I have it. Kiner Falefa.
Yeah. I think, listen, if they're that high on the guy, go for it. If they really think that he could be their future at shortstop, go for it. Elvis Andrus had a great run, great career in Texas. At the end of the day, he's always been a team first guy, and you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
10 years now, right?
Yeah, for a while.
That's crazy. They have Odor and Elvis Andrus not even as their starters.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, they have Solak starting second.
Changed.
I mean, makes sense. Odor can't.
No, I know it does.
And he pretty much just hits for power and kind of walks a little.
No, I know. It's just it's crazy to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads into the next deal, which is David Dahl signing for the Texas Rangers.
I love that deal.
$3 million. He's not even listed as a starter either. He's their 4th outfielder.
What's their outfield listing like?
Willie. Oh, they have Willie Calhoun listed as a DH also, so he'll probably slide in there. It's Calhoun, Tavares, and Gallo.
I like that David Dahl deal so much. I really do. I saw when the non-tender deadline came, I saw Dahl was getting non-tendered. That's the deal that I said, listen, that's a guy that's going to be a steal. I think at the end of the day, you're looking at David Dahl, you're looking at a guy who's looking to bounce back. But, Billy, you and I, I was looking through the Take a Pitch Instagram the other day. In 2019, we did at midseason, we did top underrated players. David Dahl was one of our guys. You know, this guy can hit. This guy, you know, maybe it's the Coors Field effect. You know, it might be. But this guy is not a bad ball player. So to get him at $3 million, I like that deal a lot for Texas. I think it's a bounce back deal for Dahl, so he could build off of it. It's similar to the Mayhew deal with the Yankees. You know, there was a 2-year cheap deal coming off a rough season. I like this deal a lot for Texas.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it was a prove it deal.
Yeah.
For 1 year, $3 million. Does well. You get multiple year deal.
Yep. Show him.
$20 million.
Show him
and then the last transaction we already talked about is the James McCann deal.
Which
that's only free agent signings, right?
Those free agent signings, trades, all of that.
No, I don't think it was trades.
he did trades too. Yeah.
Yeah, did trades.
Oh, right, we did. We touched on the Lance Lynn trade. Yep. I'll look at my notes. Corey Knebel went to the Dodgers, by the way.
Yes.
That was a trade,
that wasn't on there for some reason.
You know what I see that as? That's a very similar move to Blake Trinan last year.
Yeah.
And it's the Dodgers, so you know they're gonna fucking turn him into a fucking goddamn all-star.
I mean, he already was an all-star. He's a very, very good pitcher. He just gets hurt a lot.
I think that solidifies that back end of the bullpen. A team that they won the World Series. It's a very good team.
World Series.
Yeah, I know. It helps Kenley Jansen. I think takes a little pressure off him. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on as well. See what the Dodgers do with their bullpen going forward. You know, and I mentioned the non-tender deadline. A couple big names were non-tendered. Most notably, Kyle Schwarber. Cubs decided, you know what, we're moving on from Schwarber, and
Cubs are moving on from everything.
Cubs are moving on, just
they're
completely.
They're going to go into a hole. They want to trade Chris Bryant.
I don't know how they're going to convince Anthony Rizzo to stay when his contract's up.
They're not. They're going to let him go. They're going to let everyone go. They're going to try and fresh start.
Fresh.
And say, hey, let's go for another 108.
Give me 2 landing spots for Schwarber, you think?
Boston.
Okay.
Miami.
I don't think
interesting.
I don't think that fits their MO.
It doesn't. I went a little bold on the Miami.
I like those. See, the Boston one
I went with a safe one and a bold one.
Well, so hang on. Let me ask you real quick what Mike thinks. Boston, what do they do with Benintendi? They move him to right? Do you have Verdugo in right? They're moving on from Bradley. You know, who do you put in center there?
Benintendi.
And you put Schwarber in left, and then...
or you don't play him in the field.
Or you
just
DH
don't
him.
play him in the field.
Switch him or flip him around places.
Okay.
Throw him at first base a little bit. Who knows?
Okay. That, like I said, when you mentioned Schwarber to Boston, my thought was...
he's been blocked from first base because Anthony Rizzo is a great defender there.
Yeah. Fantastic. You know, like I said, my first thought was Benintendi. What are you doing with him?
There's a lot of moving pieces you could do.
Right. That Boston line
I like him. I like him in Boston. I think they need a left-handed hitter like that. Let's see if Benintendi could actually break out and hit like he's supposed to.
He had a good year a couple years ago too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2017, I believe. 17
or 18, yeah. Well, 18 when they won the World Series.
You sure he was good in 18? I think it was 17.
Well, either way, 18. A couple years ago.
And he was good when he was a rookie in 16.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mike, what do you got? And it looks like you're thinking hard.
Please
don't hurt yourself.
It's hard to think of through 30 rosters of 25 players in the top of your head.
You're only looking at 5 players each. You're looking at the outfield mostly.
Yes, Max. It's still a lot. Can you do the math in your head?
Under 50 players.
Good job. Still a lot of players. And there's also prospects you got to think about. I was thinking Cardinals, but then Carlson's going to start. Just like, I don't even know. Well, Braun's gone. Milwaukee's not a bad idea. They do.
That might be an interesting one.
They need depth in the outfield. But I feel like he'd be more of an AL because he's such a liability in the field.
100%. I know that he took a huge step forward the past couple of years defensively.
But he's still so bad.
Yeah, he's like, he went from absolutely atrocious to Just below average.
What about Cleveland? They just lost 3 outfielders.
They lost a lot more than that. We'll get to that
Well,
in a little bit too.
But you know what I mean? Like, they didn't re-sign Naquin. They lost to Shields. Like,
Yeah.
they have Franmil, who they don't want to play him in the field either.
Yeah, why would you?
Come on, Yasiel Puig is still a free agent, guys.
Yeah, and after him, fucking, what did he do?
He got COVID.
No, he like beat the shit out of his father-in-law.
Oh yeah.
In Mexico.
What is he, K-Rod?
Yeah. All right, Max, where are your landing spots?
For Schwarber, now that you talked about Boston, I do like that idea a lot.
Pick 2 of your own.
Right. Like, listen, between the two of you guys, Boston and Milwaukee are 2 good ones. I think you could look at a team like Arizona, maybe.
They have too much depth. I thought the same thing. They have so many outfielders.
They do. Sure. I'm still on the board of I don't like him in the NL.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless he can play first base. I don't know if he can or not. But I don't know if anyone knows if he can or not because Anthony Rizzo plays pretty much every fucking game.
Right.
Yeah.
In the AL, I could see him going to a team like.
The Angels. Let's buy more outfielders.
I don't know. I'm thinking like Oakland maybe. They can get him on a cheap deal.
I guess.
Use him as DH maybe, but they have
Chris Davis.
They have
kind of Chris Davis, Pinder.
Maybe Toronto.
That's if they move. I feel like if it would work if they moved.
Do they still have Rowdy Tellez there?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
There's no point in getting him there because
if
virtually the same player.
Yeah.
Same thing with Vogelbach.
Right.
They're like 3 virtually the same player.
Well, Vogelbach isn't even on the team anymore.
Maybe Seattle's a DH.
Milwaukee.
Seattle has the 5 outfielders problem as well.
Maybe us as DH.
I know.
There's a very limited market for Schwarber, I think. Washington, since they lost Eaton, they moved their outfield.
I just don't see him in the outfield.
I know. I don't either, but there's no other
landing spot. I see him as DH and maybe first base. I don't know if he could play first base or not, but those are the only 2 positions I would allow him to play.
As chief, he is not allowed to play.
Another guy that was non-tendered, Schwarber, obviously we're talking there's a thin market, and another outfielder was Tyler Naquin, as you mentioned.
Seattle's not bad, to be honest. Ty France is their DH, so I mean,
that'd be an upgrade offensively for sure.
Yes.
Tyler Naquin, another outfielder that was non-tendered. Obviously, the market's thin for outfielders right now, with George Springer being the lead guy, and
but Naquin he can field.
Yeah.
Right. Naquin.
He actually has a market because he's quick, he can field, and he hits like 260, 270.
Yeah.
So like he obviously has a market as like either a 4th outfielder.
Yeah.
Right.
Or something like that.
They're all gonna get invites to spring training at least.
I could see Naquin going to the Braves.
That's not bad. So yeah, I could see that.
They moved on from Duvall. They did not tender him a contract.
Ozuna's a free agent.
Right, Ozuna's a free agent, and you haven't heard much about Ozuna at all either. Still,
I think everything is contingent on once Springer signs.
Yeah.
Then the next dominoes will fall.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with Bauer, pretty much. Not Bauer actually, but maybe Odorizzi. It's one of them two are probably gonna.
One
be
of them has
dominoes.
to move.
But what was I gonna say? But what Christian Pache.
Right.
Yeah. True.
But you look at Naquin and Schwarber. You think 2-year deal. You think 4th outfielder.
What do we think about Schwarber?
Okay, Schwarber, you think of DH, but you know what I mean? Can't field, right?
Can't hit either. Apparently, maybe
I like what I said. Did I say this on the podcast or did I just text it to you guys? I think I just texted it to you. My hot take.
What do you got?
Korea.
Oh yeah, you texted that to us.
I think I just texted it to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ship them out.
Listen,
honestly,
I think one of these outfielders that I have written down will go to Korea.
I think a few will go to Korea. The guys that don't get that get
Japan, Korea,
or Japan.
yeah.
The guys that don't
with,
get the major league contracts, the guys that only get invites to spring training.
The thing with the Braves, I'm looking at their depth. It's Camargo, Pache, Acuna, and then they have Austin Riley as well.
Who's their third baseman?
And Abraham Almonte.
But who's their third baseman?
Camargo.
They have Riley as their third baseman, yeah.
Right.
And they have Abraham Almonte.
Oh, Camargo kind of plays everywhere.
Yeah. They have Camargo listed as their left fielder, but also the second string for second base, third base, and shortstop.
Gotta love it.
As well as all other outfield positions.
All right, moving on.
Where's Rio Ruiz?
That's Billy's guy right there. Archie Bradley, another non-tender.
Robbie
Del Rosa. MLB off max with Rio Ruiz. He hit a home run to a guy that's never hit a home run.
Sounds right.
Robbie? Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Oh.
All right, who else is not tendered?
Archie Bradley's another one I think that will get a decent deal. Actually, he's
going to the Dodgers.
I see him going back to Arizona.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Just keep sweeping him up, or San Diego.
I like that too.
I see him staying on the West Coast.
Yeah. I like San Diego. I like that a lot.
You know what I think? I think also if the Mets miss out on Hendricks, he might be an option for them.
Yeah.
Might be. It's kind of one of those.
I see what you're saying. I do agree though that he will be staying on the West Coast.
West Coast, yeah. Adam Duvall's another one. I think again he's one of those guys that could end up in Korea.
I
think there's only an AL only market for him.
Yes.
He's 32. He could just retire if he really wanted to.
Go do some hitting lessons in his hometown.
He's been in the league for 10 years, or about.
Wow.
Or no, he got drafted 10 years ago, but he's been in the league for 8 or 7.
Yeah, he had a quick rise up.
Yeah, he came up in 3 years.
Out of college, no?
He came up in 14, so he got drafted. Yeah, he got drafted at college.
Out of college, yeah.
He came up 4 years, which is pretty quick.
Yeah.
Not too quick, but it's quick enough.
He's
similar to Schwarber, but he is a better defender.
Right. I mean, hang on. You had nowhere to go but up in terms of defense compared to Schwarber.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you seen Justin Upton field?
Have you seen Brandon Nimmo in center field?
Oh, jeez.
Literally the worst center fielder in baseball. I mean.
Yeah. So, I don't know. There are a couple of interesting options for those guys. More free agent news. The market with DJ LeMahieu. Mm-hmm. He and the Yankees are about, what, $25 million off, he said?
25.
That's a nice chunk of change for teams trying to cut payroll. A lot of teams, and we expect this. A lot of teams are going to try and go discount diving. They're going to try and lowball these players. Say, hey, listen, we'll backload it because we'll get more money coming in then, and this and that.
But it seems like they're just lowballing him, and he's had 2 back-to-back incredible seasons.
Yeah, he's one of the one of the best in the game right now. It's that simple.
One of the most consistent hitters in baseball.
And as our guy Chris Macker likes to say, blank check.
Yeah, blank check, but they're not doing that.
That's what you need to do with DJ LeMahieu.
Which is surprising because it's the Yankees.
Right. Well, they're waiting for the Bauer to figure out his shit.
Bauer's not going to
sign. No, not at all. I know.
Garrett Cole and Trevor Bauer can never be teammates ever again.
No.
We'll just start that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the market for Bauer, it's looking, according to Jim Bowden, Angels and the Mets are the top 2 in that order, supposedly. As Mets fans, thoughts?
Not surprised. I mean, those are the 2 final teams I saw it coming down to. Once Stevie took over, anyway, because we did guess before Stevie officially took over.
We did. You're right.
Trevor Bauer's a smart guy. We'll figure it out.
Well, he did dedicate an entire video to Steve Cohen and the Mets.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. Talked about how he liked how Steve Cohen outlined all this in his opening press conference.
So his tweets, yeah.
He and his agent are big on the Mets ownership right now, which I think. Listen, and you and I said this, Billy. You and I were talking about this. Steve Cohen's ownership style is going to bring in a ton of talent.
Yeah.
A ton. of town.
I mean, the guy is tweeting to the fans, talking to the fans. Yesterday he's handing out bobbleheads to fans that came to the stadium. I mean, you'll never see a sports owner do that. Not just an MLB owner, just a sports owner.
Yeah, we were talking
in
about
general.
this before.
Yeah.
Right, we talked about this. The only other guy we think on the top of our head was Ledecky with the Islanders.
Oh, what did we say for baseball? We said one other for baseball.
We did.
Magic Johnson with the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I
there
said
you go.
that.
That's
That
who
was
it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said Magic Johnson.
Just as a refresher, the three of you guys, you two, and then Macca, all said the Angels for Bauer. I said the Reds. Obviously, I'm wrong here.
Max is out of the competition.
With Real Muto, just a refresher, Billy, Chris, and I said Phillies. Mike said the Braves.
Yeah, that was just bad.
That was just out there.
I forgot that they signed Darno.
Springer, it was the Mets, and then Mike says stay in Houston. And then we all agreed on Mayhew and the Yankees.
Oh,
all four of us for Hendricks. All four of us for Hendricks were different.
Mm-hmm.
Billy and I got Stroman right.
Yes.
And so far, it's the only one.
Guy that out of our eight, right? That didn't sign.
That's signed. Yeah. Just kind of something to keep an eye on. Also, a lot of front office news going on.
Yes, sir.
Chris Young was a finalist for the Mets job. Pulled his name out. He wanted to stay in Texas. Got the Rangers job. Good for him. That's a guy that I got his autograph once. One of the guys that you look at. He's been in the Major League Baseball headquarters in some sort of capacity. I think I forgot what his role was at Major League Baseball. He's the guy that universally is well liked. I'm looking forward to what he's going to do in Texas. He's going to be working under John Daniels, right? I think it is.
I don't know, honestly, but sounds right.
But either way, great first move signing Dahl with a $3 million deal.
He's named executive vice president and general manager.
There you
go. Then we got Dave Dombrowski leading the Phillies operations. A guy who really wasn't in the mix initially. You heard Michael Hill, you heard a couple other guys between the Phillies and the Mets. Dave Dombrowski was not a guy we heard of. This kind of came out of nowhere. I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah.
He's one thing he's good at
GM.
He's good at finding value, I think. I think he's the perfect guy for the Phillies. A mix of old school, but he knows analytics. It's a good hire for the Phillies. I think it's a 4-year deal too for him. Any thoughts?
No. Good for them.
All right.
They're still in the gutter.
They got somebody. Good job.
They got someone to now clear every player off of their roster.
Pretty much.
And
then overpay.
Hired a GM.
Yes.
The search is over. Sandy Alderson and Steve Cohen found their guy. And this is a guy who, across baseball, is universally respected, universally liked from everything I've seen. It's Jared Porter, right?
Yeah.
Jared, I think his first name is?
Jared Porter.
This dude spent time with the Red Sox, spent a lot of time with the Red Sox. Started as a scout.
Yeah.
The big thing with him is he's a big talent evaluator, which is something that the Mets have been known to have in the front office. Brody was great with his scouting department, great drafts. I'm interested to see how this guy drafts.
Yeah.
Because Brody did a fantastic job. That's the one thing you can give him credit for. Brody was fantastic with the draft.
He had, what was he here for 3 years, right?
Brody
1920.
2 years. Yeah, just 1920.
Okay.
This would have been his third year.
Two amazing drafts.
Fantastic, and he rebuilt the Mets farm system.
He did something that no other GM could possibly do.
Yeah.
And got to give credit on that.
Big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That entire 2019 draft was just
fantastic.
Work of art.
Yeah.
Even
18 he did a good job.
Getting Matt Allen in the third round.
Yeah. Yeah,
and signing him
getting Brett Brett
Brett
Beatty
Beatty.
and
Wolf.
Josh Wolf
It
to
was
take
Beatty,
low,
Wolf,
Matt Allen,
and Matt Allen. Yeah.
and to get those first two guys to take slightly lower under value so
To
that
get
they could
Matt
spend
Allen.
it on Matt Allen.
Those guys bought in. Listen.
Brilliant.
Brody did a great job. I'm interested to see how Porter does. Again, Porter is widely respected as a guy across baseball who, was looked at as a potential GM at some point, getting a shot with the Mets. And, Steve Cohen did say he doesn't want anyone learning on his dime. Very interested that it's a first-time GM he hires.
But he's been an assistant in Arizona for years.
Yeah, and he was with the Red Sox since I think 04, from 04 to 16. This guy's a long-time baseball guy.
He knows.
He won 3 with the Sox. I think he won 1 with the Cubs too. Actually, won a ring with the Cubs in some sort. He's a Theo Epstein prodigy, I guess. Cubs and Sox. I'm excited to see what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I looked up Josh Porter and it shows the guy from The Office.
What do you guys think?
I
know you're
like
Mets
it.
fans. I know you have opinions.
I like it.
Oh, it's Jared. That's because I'm looking up the wrong name.
I like it. I really honestly I don't know much about him. I out of who was in the running, I really only knew much about Michael Hill.
Right.
And
I don't think Hill was in the top 4. I don't think.
He has 4 rings.
Yeah, 3 with the
4
Sox and 1
rings.
with the Cubs. Jared Porter.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see what he could do. Hopefully,
He was a player too. So like,
Was he really?
he played in college.
College.
Yeah.
Still played.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
That's
a 4-year deal.
Sheesh.
4 years.
He's the 14th general manager in franchise history.
Yes. 4-year deal, you said.
4-year deal.
It's interesting. I feel like GMs are usually 2 or 3.
He's a 2-sport athlete too.
Was he really?
Captained the hockey and baseball team.
Huh?
Hey, he's a big puck guy. He would fit right in on this podcast. That's for shit sure.
Yeah, he went to Bowdoin. Bowdoin's a good school.
Interesting.
Let me see what else, because there was something that I saw that I really liked. Here we go. The year difference from December 12th, 2019. Mets owners, Wilpons. Top exec, Jeff Wilpon. GM, Brody. December 12th, 2020. Mets owner, Steve Cohen. Top exec, Sandy Alderson. GM, Jared Porter. Crazy what a year can do.
Wow. Porter was a scout at one point too.
Yeah, his base is in scouting.
Scouting. He likes analytics.
Here's John Morosi's tweet. Worked in scouting, player development, and player personnel. He is genuine, brilliant, and can talk hockey like an NHL GM. The Mets have identified a star in the industry. Even Dan Herron came out and said the Mets got it right. When players are saying,
he knows.
Or former players are saying that a team gets it right, it gives a little confidence to the fan base.
Yeah.
Mark Carrick tweeted that he got a text from someone who worked personally with Jared Porter. Quote, I would personally run through a wall for him.
That's a guy you want.
That is
a guy you want.
This is definitely
It's looking good.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, our last piece of business here today. You dropped some news on us today that I've been holding in a lot.
Yeah.
I've been holding this in for about a couple hours since you told us.
The Indians are changing their name.
Do you want to go first, Billy?
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of expected.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was expected, but
It really is. I mean, it's a shame, and what can you do?
what are we gonna get? The Cleveland baseball team? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, come on.
Probably spiders. You need to relax, buddy. They're not gonna do some stupid shit like that.
No, I know, but here's my thing with this. Team has been this Cleveland Indians for 105 years now, over 17,000 games. There's history there.
I don't know.
How are they gonna? My thing is, how are they gonna keep that history? You're just gonna completely eradicate it from the record books as the Indians? No, you can't. Yeah, there's still gonna be fans who want the Indian stuff. You know, look at me, I'm wearing a fucking Chief Wahoo hat. Wahoo
Chief Wahoo been gone.
He's been gone for 2 years.
He got tomahawk chopped for
Right. Who's next though? This is now my question. Who's next? Is it the Kansas City Chiefs? Is it the Atlanta Braves? You know, it's Chicago Blackhawks. What's next? Where is the line? I think this is fucking stupid. It's a fucking team name. Billy, you and I had this conversation with the fucking Redskins and the Washington football team now, sorry.
We did this a while ago. We did this when the Redskins changed. We've talked about this.
It
was only a matter of time. It was
but it's fucking stupid.
No, it is. It it sucks, but what are you gonna do? You know, we can't do anything.
Obviously, yeah.
You know, you move on. You get a Spider's hat, and you'd be happy with it. I mean,
listen, I'm still calling the Washington football team the Redskins. So.
I mean, they are the Redskins.
Yeah, I'll be calling these guys the Indians till the day I die.
I mean,
probably not that long, but you know.
Come on.
I'll be calling them the Indians for the next 5 years, probably.
No, you won't.
No.
Depends when they change.
It depends what their name is.
Fine, 3 years.
Yeah. It's still gonna be the Indians.
You need to relax. You're over exaggerating. You might mix it up, and you might do it on purpose for a few months. But then you're gonna.
I was thinking this. If the Indians' name is so controversial, like why is ABC Family showing Major League?
Right.
Like.
That's the other thing. Yeah. What do you do with the movie Major League?
There's 2 movies that highlight the team.
There's 3. They did the third one, I think.
Third?
Yeah.
Is there a third one?
I think there's a third one.
I think there's just 2.
I think it's really bad.
No, I think it's just 2.
They might have made a third one, then just burned it.
But I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean,
yeah, Major League One.
Back to the minors.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's such a bad movie.
Right.
One and 2 were good, but so. I mean, it was bound to happen. Yeah, I'm over it. I'm sick of the PC culture that switched it. I mean, they did a poll. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they've done a poll on all the Native American team names, and the lowest rated one, I believe, was the Redskins at 92%.
90% opposed to it?
Most offensive, you mean?
No, they were fine with it. 92% of Native Americans that were polled, 92% were fine with it, and that was like the lowest one.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, it's not the Native Americans that are offended by it.
Ridiculous.
It's not the Native Americans that are offended by it. They're not the ones that are calling.
I'm pretty sure they all the teams had meetings with their native people, like that are Native American Indians, well, and they got cleared. They all said it was fine.
There was I believe that an Indian chief actually created the logo, or maybe it was his daughter created the logo of Chief Wahoo.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but
where'd you find this? Do you remember where you found this poll?
I don't remember. This was like a year ago. I saw it.
Here, Washington Post, May of 2016. New poll finds 9 in 10 Native Americans aren't offended by Redskins' name. Never mind, it's Redskins.
Redskins? No, that was it. Redskins I was talking about.
Yeah, 9 in 10 of Native Americans aren't offended by the Redskins' name.
Correct.
The survey of 504 people across every state in the District of Columbia that the minds of Native Americans have remained unchanged since 2004 poll.
Mm-hmm.
9% found it offensive, 90% found it said does not bother them, 1% had no opinion. This is of the Washington Redskins, of course.
Yeah, who are what people claim to be the most offensive out of the bunch.
Right. You know, could have been August 19.
Could have been. Like
poll of Native. Here you go. From ProFootballTalk.com. I mean, granted, it's a blog, but poll of Native Americans' view of Redskins' name finds quote proud being the most common answer. Yeah, and I can understand Indians because I remember even growing up, you know, initially they were Indians, then we got changed to Native Americans, and you know, I think when I was in like 4th grade, it became, you know, hey, you got to call them the Native Americans. or whatever it was.
Back home wherever you want.
But
It's just very soft.
Yeah, it's just all.
Incredibly soft. I think it's stupid. I will wear my Chief Wahoo hat. Also, I love the logo. I just think it's a great logo.
It's historical.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's the thing. It's historical. How much history are we going to change? It becomes a much bigger debate than just the Indians, Cleveland Indians, and the Washington Redskins. That's really the problem with this. It becomes such a bigger issue. As you said, you're tired of PC culture, Billy. That's really what the biggest thing is. It's PC culture. It's I'm a big fan of Bert Kreischer, the comedian. He had he does stand-up, one of his Netflix specials. He does a joke about he went to a coffee shop and there's a black kid serving him and whatever, made some jokes, and the kid loved it. Kid loved the black jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Made one joke one day, and there's a white lady behind him who got offended for the black kid. Meanwhile, the kid's howling and loving the jokes. It's people getting offended for people, and again, that's a bigger issue than just in sports. And it's to me, it's the whole politics and sports merging, because obviously we want these players use their voice for platform change, all that fun stuff.
No. What are you asking? What change are you asking for? Shut the fuck up. Please.
Whatever. Exactly. I'm saying whatever change it is.
Do it on your free time. You got social media.
Right. No. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I'm sure you got a ton, and you got a ton more people on there that are listening to you. I'm sure. So.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The platform. They have the platform as the status of athletes. Exactly the status.
Sure.
But I don't think I've heard one athlete mention anything about the Redskins' name, the Indians' name, or anything like that.
No, why would they? No one cares.
Right. This is a stupid, pointless change that was unnecessary.
It's the same thing as getting rid of Aunt Jemima. It's the same thing as getting rid of the Land O'Lakes. I mean, they literally took the Native American lady off of it, but then they kept the land, right? It's literally
America in a nutshell.
It's
yeah. And like I said, as I said, this is a much bigger debate. It's fucking stupid.
Yep.
That's just me.
That's it. It is what it is. Let's go Spiders. We'll see how that.
Yeah. Okay. Give me two names you want to see them.
Spiders.
That's the only name you want, right?
Yeah.
Mike, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. See, I kind of want to see something,
Just take it from Richmond.
Yeah, right.
Cleveland.
I want to see something that encapsulate the city or the state of Ohio. Because it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland and Great Lakes.
Cleveland.
Ooh, wait, hang on. The Cleveland Riffs it's not bad, actually.
Cleveland Solos. Cleveland Wham.
That'd be so
Cleveland Rock.
Cleveland Rock. There you go.
Guys with the giant boulder.
Cleveland Sound.
Well, you got the Nashville Sound, yeah.
Yeah, make them change their name.
Listen, I like the Cleveland Riff, actually.
Spiders.
I liked it a lot.
Spiders.
Right. They're probably going to end up going back to the Spiders.
I'm
all
fine
the time
with that.
historical stuff. Right.
I like that. I'd like to see what they would do with the because they're going to change everything besides colors, I'm sure. No, they're keeping the colors. But, I think the fonts are going to be different and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with that. Because they're going to update it, like the Marlins and the Blue Jays and the Padres have done.
They all went retro. Well, the Blue Jays and the Padres did, at least.
They took what they used to have.
They modernized the retro.
They modernized it, but it's a modern look on all of them.
Right, it's a modern retro, yeah. I'm interested to see what they do. I really am. I think there's an announcement coming later in the week, right?
Yeah,
Mike?
It could be at the earliest this week, if not probably two to three.
So we'll know before the new year, probably.
I feel bad for all the kids that asked for Indian stuff for Christmas. Damn.
No, that's just collector's items.
No, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, guys, episode number 50 in the books.
5-0.
5-0, at least according to our number system on how we've been counting episodes.
Well,
We're probably on like 50, 53, 55, probably maybe 60.
It's higher because we did a few specials.
Yeah, we're probably around 55, 56, 55, 60.
Yeah, it might be more.
Either way, we're nearing the end of season 2 of this podcast.
Yep.
As we said earlier, Take a Pitch merch, go get some. I'm wearing personally the Take a Pitch classic, the circle logo classic hoodie. It's really fucking comfortable, man. I think rush shipping by the 17th or 16th to 17th gets it to you by Christmas. If you want to wait a little bit, choose regular shipping. 𝒑𝒏𝒂𝒅𝒊𝒏𝒈.com. You can find anything related to Take a Pitch or any of our other great podcasts that we have on our network. Tri-State Sports Beat, On the Power Play, and upcoming is The Cut. Am I missing anything?
Nope.
Socials, you at this point they know where it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Down there.
Down there.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Happy Hanukkah to all, and I think this will probably be our last episode before Christmas.
Nope.
Unless something happens. Oh,
we're recording next Sunday.
All right. Hey, listen, I don't know anymore.
Every Sunday.
Max, look at the schedule. Go on the website.
Oh, right, exactly. Right, the website. Right, the website has a schedule. Duh.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mike.
See, Mike sees the features on the website. See how great the website is, guys? Go check out the website.
Status quo.
Billy worked hard on the website.
I did. Max worked hard on the words.
We watched them.
Some of the words.
No, I was more of the wording guy.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. No, not all of it.
I'd say you did probably
40%.
No, I'd give you 55% to 60.
Hey, I'll take that. There we go.
I'll give you 60. I'll give you 60% of the words.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Because we did go 50-50 on a lot of it.
Yeah. I need a new picture for the website. That's for shit sure. Hey, real quick, guys, check out the About Us section on the website. Billy looks like a goddamn stud in this picture. Looks like a goddamn fucking.
Check out every page.
Yeah.
Check out every page. Look at every page. Scroll through. Read it all.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Shoot us an email, even. Shoot us a text. Be part of this. Be part of the show. Give us a call.
Fill out one of the many forms that we have listed. And
how important is it? I just want to talk to Max.
We should have kept that.
We had a lot of fun creating. We had a lot of fun doing this podcast, and hey, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys. This has been Take a Pitch, episode 50. Air quotes.
It's episode 50.
Yeah. Peace.